Subscribe to the McHenry Man Show on YouTube.
You know, a lot of people say, you know, you gotta have motives. You gotta have, you know, styling and profiling, or if you smell what the Rock is cooking or something. Well, I got my own. Mine is the EKD, which stands for Excellent Knowledge and Determination. And as you can see on the match, you just seen it. And I hope I take that knowledge and go elsewhere with it. Either in the Backyard Federation where I learned it, and I'm gonna take it elsewhere to the WWF. That's where I'm going. That's my dream. That's my goal. My goal is to be the World Heavyweight Champion. I beat Chris Benoit, beat Jericho, beat Flair, beat whoever there is. Rob Van Dam. I don't care who it is. I want to go all the way. That's me right here.
RVD, RVD, RVD.
Take a look inside the mind, one with desire, there you find fire, hot enough to melt steel, burn the opponent to get to the top, tomahawk drop, the shit's hot, digging the plot, spinning the wheel, feel the emotion with which I deal, with which I wrestle, with which I feel, come to the place where it all boils down, when we set the stage for the...
Welcome to El Casa de Rob Van Dam. My backyard. Although not currently suitable for backyard wrestling, this is where I come to get away from the business. I was a 170-pound kid, graduating high school. All my teachers, you know, told me, you will not be a wrestler. You know, I didn't have anybody, you know, really behind me saying, yeah, no problem, piece of cake, you're gonna go straight to the top and make a good living. No, I just believed in myself, and I respect the kids that believe in themselves too, and I can hear it in their voices when they tell me, I am gonna be a wrestler. All right, I believe you. To break into the business, you have to go to a wrestling school. You have to pay a tuition. You have to have a professional train you the right way. Just like any other trade school, just like if you wanted to be a beautician and went to beauty school, it works the same way. You pay a tuition, you go through the courses, and then you're qualified.
I was invited over the internet to Fernley, Nevada, which is off Highway 50, the loneliest road in America. This is where I would see my first ever backyard wrestling match live. Facing off were two brothers, 24-year-old Justin, who had just finished serving time in the Army, and his 18-year-old younger brother Bo, who also dreams of becoming a professional wrestler.
It's not something that just anybody can do. You gotta have the love, and you gotta have you just gotta have it in your heart and know that you're gonna make it.
The entire family loves wrestling. Even Justin's daughter watches it on TV.
I want to be China.
She wants to be China? You want to be China? Eat your vegetables and eat all your fruit and drink your milk.
Before their match, Bo and Justin dropped Jessica off with their grandmother, who asked why I was there. It was then Bo and Justin decided to tell her what they really do in the backyard.
Nana, could we speak to you for a minute?
We already did a part one. You never seen it, but we're doing a part two. You have to pin the opponent inside a barbed wire ring, which means it's just like a wrestling ring, but it's the ring rope's made up of barbed wire, right? The second fall that you have to do, you have to bury your opponent alive in a grave. A 6-foot grave, you have to bury your opponent alive. Third stage is where you have to throw your opponent into a pit called Hell's Pit, which is a barbed wire plank, right? It's like a piece of wood, and it's covered in barbed wire, and then it's set on fire, and you put your opponent through the fire and the barbed wire to get the win. That's how you win 3 stages of hell too. And we'll be using weapons like this, crutches wrapped in barbed wire, chairs wrapped in barbed wire.
I thought you said it was fake.
Wrestling is fake.
But what you just said doesn't sound fake. Is that why you came home with blood all over your clothes?
Actually, we got more light bulbs than I thought. We ended up getting like almost 90 light bulbs and 4 picture frames that we're getting for our match today. I'm happy as hell because we get to break a lot of shit today and not really cost us nothing. It's kind of good for us because all the money we spend comes out of our paychecks. So we don't have a budget, really. So we can get more stuff for our dollar. That's why we come to this dollar store here. It's kind of like the wrestling store for backyarders, I guess. Dude, do you have any sweatpants or anything I can wear underneath these?
Bo and Justin don't have their own backyard, so they wrestle at a friend's place in the middle of the Nevada desert.
Quite heavy, actually. Just dawned on me. I probably spend more time with my children in one day than most parents spend in a week with their children. See how they just created this whole thing with their minds, and it's just amazing to me. If they, if you want something bad enough, how you figure things out and you do it and you follow your dreams, it's just amazing to me. I don't think there's any particular way to do it. I think you just do it, and meaner it looks, the better.
The first time I met their mom was in the emergency room after the first 3 stages of hell.
Very sore. Very sore, he says. Remember how this started out? Doing it in the house with different stuff, and then it progressed into harder and bigger things. It's amazing.
The mattresses on the floor, the glass we had to pick out of the mattresses.
Yeah, and now it's
Right,
barbed
the
wire
entertainment center.
and going through tables. And I really can't wait to watch this match, though. It gives me kind of a rush as a parent, which I know some people put me down for what I do, but I don't mind. I don't care. I don't care what anybody thinks. It looks like it could be very painful. Very painful, because when they break, and the glass will probably stick in them. I hope so. I think my biggest fear, as long as it doesn't get in their eyes, I'll be okay. Before every match that they have, I have all these, am I right for going along with it? I have all these, doubts. But then I think, no, I shouldn't have any doubts, because I trust them to know what they're doing, and they love what they're doing, so.
She's like the number one person in my life, really. I mean, I don't want to say that over my girlfriend, but.
You've told me before. It's Mom, wrestling, and me.
I gotta take care of my mother. She's done a lot for me in the past couple years. She sits back, and whenever I need to talk, she listens to me. She's like not only my mom, but she's like my best friend.
Haven't you had enough yet?
No. Haven't you had enough yet?
Haven't you had enough yet?
No. Get into the evil. You're mad, you're angry, but it's all into a happy anger,
Right.
You'll truly know the beatings have just begun.
You will truly know the beatings you have just begun.
The beatings have just begun.
The beatings just have begun.
The beatings have just begun.
The beatings have just begun.
You want your head down, Mom. You want it down like you're looking at him, and the cat, nothing but just like that.
Bang, bang, bang. Haven't you had enough yet? I guess you haven't. The beating that Barabbas is about to give you will be far more than I could ever do. When the blood is dripping from your face and the shivers going down your spine, you will know the beatings have just begun. Never been an actress. That's why I'm a waitress.
You have to switch this on. See?
I love you.
Love you.
I have ruled, dominated, and owned the RBWA. My little brother, the little tag-along. Haven't you been beaten by me enough, Barabbas? Scream for mommy, Barabbas. Scream for mommy. You will cease. Your life will end. I will kill you.
The storyline of 3 Stages of Hell 2 is my brother's been beaten all of his life and by my mother, and it's time for him to stand up and not take it anymore. My mother's gonna side with me. At the end of the match, it'll be my turn to take the punishment from her.
Bo's girlfriend films all of their matches so they can review technique afterwards.
When someone wins or loses a match, I just sit here and ring the bell whenever the ref points to me.
Yeah! Oh, holy shit! Holy shit! Oh, come on! Yeah! 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 Stay down in the dirt where you belong. Oh! Oh! It's enough. I said stop. Get him! Put him in the pit! Crucify him now! Put it out! Put it out! Put it out! My baby! Don't touch it! Don't touch it! Oh my God! I knew I should have done this. No. He's gonna die.
He's gonna die.
Oh my God.
Bo and Justin do this because one day they want to become professional wrestlers. One day they'll go to wrestling school and train professionally. But right now, until they can afford that, they'll stay in the backyard, performing about once a month to a few loyal fans.
Overall, I think it was good. We had a good crowd, you know. Whether it's one person or, you know, 500, it's still worth putting on a show.
Are you having a hard time standing up?
Oh my God, he landed wrong. Are you okay? Do you need to go to the hospital?
Okay. You got a few big marks. You got one big mark that's you gotta get it cleaned. It's not real deep though. And you got a couple, you got one over here too.
I love you. You did awesome. You just really scared me. I'll take care of you when we get home. Is this one okay?
It went pretty fucked up. Pretty messed up. It landed more on my head than my back. That hurt bad.
You juiced beautifully. I was proud of you.
I was impressed with how much he bled, only because of the fact that he likes to bleed. So he bled a lot.
Would you ever give up wrestling?
No. I'm here for good. I'm here to stay. No matter what happens. As you can see, I'm still standing, still walking, still okay, so if I can get up and walk away from it, it's pretty successful, I think. And I'll be going back out there in a couple weeks.
To get to where they want to be, it's going to take a lot of patience, a lot of time, a lot of work, and it's just going to be a long haul all the way.
Oh, I know we're gonna make it. You know, that's not even a doubt in my mind. It's just I'm thinking of the good times we're gonna have, as you know, brothers going out on the road and traveling with each other.
It's in their heart, it's in their soul, and they will make it.
As I set off on my journey across the backyards of America, I found hundreds of kids backyard wrestling.
Oh, shit! Oh!
Every town that I came to had at least one backyard wrestling federation.
Oh!
professional wrestlers, a lot of them had really cool costumes. There was Bongo, the pot-smoking monster who came out with a thumbtacked glove and scary mask. Big Mac with a spork.
He's a wild hamburger. He has his own superpowers.
And ADD Dave. But my favorite character was the Lizard.
My dream is to be a professional wrestler. That's what I want. That's what I want to be. This is how I'm going to do it. This is where I'm going to start. Where I'm going to finish is hopefully in WWF. The Hardcore Championship.
It's hardcore title.
The Hardcore Championship is on the line.
This is the Lizard, Spaz.
The Lizard versus Spaz.
Who's gonna win?
Lizard.
Lizard.
How do you feel about losing?
I don't care, whatever.
Is all you got, bitch?
It's all heart, devotion, and dedication to the business. You gotta have heart, you have wrestling skills, you gotta have everything be in the backyard. If you're not hardcore, you don't know the moves, you don't belong in it. So get your ass out if you don't belong in it. You gotta know everything. You gotta know how to take a move, you gotta know how to take chair shots. You gotta take everything.
Dedicate this match to Ryan! Lizard!
Hey, for you cameraman, wrestling ain't fake. Huh? For all you people out there, you suck.
Hey!
Right here. Here, let me see. I don't know where's it at.
It looks like it's right there, but I don't know.
It's up in my head. I feel it right here.
Get down so we can see. Yeah, we have to separate here, man. Check it out. Yeah, it's just a little cut, man.
Right there. See that?
They ain't fake.
The Lizard wrestles in Modesto, California, in a homemade ring.
We have 8 bags of cement in each pole, a wood frame with 2x4s across it all the way, and metal roofing like this over it so it makes a decent noise when you hit, so it doesn't just sound like mattresses. And we've got 2 full layers of mattresses covering just pretty much everything. And over that we have 2 tarps which we hold down with bungee cords so it doesn't blow off, and it can protect things from the rain. For support, we just have about 70 tires, and we just made stacks high enough so they're almost at the beams of the ring. So when the ring, it'll go down a little so it doesn't hurt as much, but then it'll hit the tires and stop.
Not in now. No! Holy shit! Jesus is dead! He just crucified him!
At 26 years old, the Lizard is regarded by many as being the oldest backyarder on the backyard circuit.
It's kind of like a bunch of bull crap, you know. I left early because my girlfriend came with me, and my baby was hot, So I left early, and that was the reason why I left early. So he suspended me for 2-3 weeks, I guess. Called me up this morning and said if I could be there today. So, well, here I am going up there, and I already made plans for today to go see the Rock's movie. But, I take wrestling over, a movie any day. So that's what I want to do today, go wrestle for him.
What time were trials supposed to start? 12:30, right? You said that you came over here at 3 or 4. We were done by then. I paged you twice. Does your pager work? Do you have batteries in it?
My battery just went dead this morning.
Well, you need to go back and check all the numbers on there.
And what is it gonna say?
It should say my age, which is 17, and then I press star, and then it says 911. That means emergency. Call me, because I was gonna tell you to be here tomorrow for a show. But you didn't call me, I didn't schedule you, no excuse. I mean, man, if you really love wrestling and if you really want to be a part of this, we need you here. Wrestling is a sport of dedication. I need dedicated people here, okay? Hey, come here. I'm gonna put you in a match against this guy right here. You're gonna wrestle him one-on-one. This is your punishment. Wrestlers over here, come on. Everybody, please. Lizard, I need you over here too. Peter, I need you over here too. This is pretty important. There are doubts right now of whether this company will stay open. And I'm not the only one having doubts. I'm having serious doubts because we've been losing a lot of wrestlers and undedication has become an all-time high. Some people only make it to shows once a month.
Every week, Josh edits Modesto Championship Wrestling and adds graphics and music for final broadcast on public access television.
My man's up on a fence. Oh, the fence broke! Still trying. Wait a minute! Oh my God!
We have competition on the way. There are 4 different companies planning to get on the air soon. And from what I hear, they will all make it on the air because there are plenty of time slots open. I don't want us to become the WCW of backyard wrestling. From now on, you will only be able to miss 1 show a month. Only 1. This is where it all starts. Every independent wrestler that I've talked to have said, I started in the backyard. It starts in the backyard. Your dedication starts in the backyard. If you want to go places and do things, show me you want to go places and do things. Within the next few weeks, all of you guys will be required to sign waivers. Your parents, if you're under 18, your parents will be required to sign the waiver as well, because I don't want to put myself in danger. According to the contract, if he is injured, whatever medical bills come up out of it won't lie on my hands. I won't be liable for it. I'll make sure that he gets the proper medical attention. Like if something seriously, happens to him, I'll make sure that the paramedics get here or whatnot. But as I said, nobody has gotten injured doing this before, and we've been doing this for 6 years.
I would sign the paper, but the only reason I ain't gonna sign it is because of the simple fact is you guys ain't got no protection on his body or anything, because he has a bump in his head, and if he hits it, there goes my son. And I'm not gonna lose my son over wrestling.
You can't wrestle in, because in order to be a wrestler, the signature is to be on this paper, because I can't take any risk.
If you get paralyzed from your neck down, we're gonna be the ones taking care of you, bathing you, feeding you, wiping your ass, doing all this other shit. You understand that? Because he ain't gonna do it. He ain't gonna take time out to come to your house just to clean your ass and give you a shower and feed you. If you know you're having a kid on the way. If your kid wanted to wrestle on like this, really think about it, okay, before you answer the question, all right?
Here is Lockjaw, the Prodigy, Mike Marquez, Insane, the Destroyer, and beautiful Bobby Lee.
Let's go, Draft! Yeah!
Ha, it's funny, huh? Shut the fuck up. I mean, you guys can do what you want to do, but I don't think that you guys should be lighting people on fire.
Yeah.
How old are you?
Me, 17.
Do you think it's okay that you light people on fire and stuff, or what?
Well, we just do
See
it.
that white boy right there? Where is he at? He was on fire. His clothes were on fire.
They wrestle at their own risk, so whatever they do is what they choose to do. I don't make them do anything. I don't force them to do anything. They wrestle at their own risk. Whatever they want to do to put on a good show is what they have the freedom to do.
I mean, it's okay for you to see somebody get caught on fire, or what?
Well,
you ain't answer that question. Is it okay to your dad to see somebody get caught on fire?
well, honestly, I don't have no problem with it. It's for the show.
Okay, I'm sure you don't have no problem, because if I was 17 years old and I didn't give a fuck either, I would not have no problem with somebody getting on fire, as long as it wasn't me, you know what I'm saying?
Right here.
But still, that's not the point. What happens if his hair got on fire? What happened if you were bald?
No gel, no
bald or
mousse.
something? But still, what happened?
It would burn.
Are you stupid or what?
Oh, I agree, yeah. It's kind of stupid, but then, you know, people that have love for the sport, you know, they love it so much.
Do you care that these kids are here watching you?
Don't bother me. If they want to watch, they can watch, you know. Their parents don't want them to see it, then their parents could just take them home.
If I'm in a tables or chair match getting hit by chairs, now I wouldn't want my daughter to watch me because I'd be bleeding or getting hurt, so I don't want my daughter to be watching me. My girlfriend, she don't want me to have my dreams. She wants me to be a doctor. She wants me to be a lawyer. You know, it's not worth it. You know, you need to spend time with your family, and you know, you need to be a father figure instead of doing this other stuff, which is true, but I want to accomplish my dream. You know, I want to become somebody, you know. I want to be remembered as somebody.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the Flying Lizard.
As long as I had my head on my shoulders, as long as I got 2 feet to walk and a heart to go on, I'm going to achieve whatever I please. And if anybody wants to stand in the way like a roadblock, I'm just going to walk right through it. Because nobody's going to stand in the way of my dream and my goal. Nobody. I just got to save up money for wrestling school, put it down, and go. Get through wrestling school, lift weights, maybe work on my mic skills, and just hopefully one day talk to Vince, and hopefully one day I'll be the biggest superstar. As God says in the Bible, anything that's impossible can be possible, as long as you put your heart and desire to it. Now that does not say that, but I'm saying that. So as long as I have my heart and my desire to do that, then that's what I want to do.
Oh! Oh!
The people who tell me that I can't make it is, I would have to say, definitely the professional wrestling school, people who lift weights, the people who like my girlfriend's parents, my mom. You know, he can't do it. You know, he won't make it. You know, he will never be in the WWF. He would never make it as a professional wrestler because he's too small. He don't have what it takes, you know. But, you know, my theory is I'm going to prove them wrong. I have what it takes. I have the charisma, you know. I have the heart. I have the desire to become what I want to become. I want to be one of these characters, you know. Actually, I want to go to a store, purchase my own guy for $5.99. Teenagers or whatever, buying my own guy. Say, hey, I know that guy. He used to wrestle in the backyard, but now he's a professional wrestler. I'm definitely proud of my collection. I started collecting since I was 10. I go wherever they're for sale, or I buy them off my friends. At least $10,000 worth of them in. I got Matt and Jeff Hardy on the walls, and then this one right here. Probably could be my favorite right here. Words right here, just bring it. Right there, that's what I'm gonna do, is just bring it. Oh, here's my bed sheet, you know, different characters on it. And every time I look at this, it reminds me how bad I want my dream. I didn't win it, I didn't earn it, I bought it, and I want to earn it. I do have something to back me up, and that's the pizza business of being a shift manager, you know, and I have that back me up. And right now, I'm trying to study to be a police officer, and I also have that to back me up. And that's why I'm going to try to go police academy.
I am pro backyard wrestling, although I definitely feel strongly that there need to be some guidelines and some changes on what is considered backyard wrestling for today. I think that it's great to use your imagination, especially as a kid, and that's a great way to do it. A great way, it's a great physical conditioning. It's a great outlet for all these energies that you have inside of you. I mean, it's scary to think if these kids weren't out in their backyard jumping and flying and testing themselves. It's scary to think of what these kids would do with all that bottled up inside of them.
We like watching wrestling. We like watching people get hurt and all that. It's fun.
18 or 20. 20 is good. Get a rat trap. No! Get a rat trap, dude! God damn. Are you sure you want to buy those? Yeah, take it. Okay.
18-year-old high school junior Matt, aka Scar, is a backyard legend across the internet.
Oh, yeah! Oh! Fuck! Oh!
Scar wrestles in Tucson, Arizona, in a backyard federation called High Impact Wrestling.
What we do is deathmatch wrestling. Deathmatch wrestling is barbed wire, thumbtacks, light tubes, fire. Hardcore wrestling is trash cans, tables, fucking weak barbed wire that's like rubber tip. This is real deathmatch stuff. You see, people bend their tips. We don't bend our tips. Our blood is real. We don't use fake blood or fake props. Deathmatch is what HIW is, and we don't give a fuck.
Go, baby.
Just like going downtown and gay bashing. We don't give a fuck what you guys think. We do it for ourselves. And everyone in this backyard knows what that means. It's all for us.
Yeah!
Where's Marco? Oh, sick. You ain't a deathmatch fed unless you use the barbed wire brick.
Why does he have a stapler? No, no.
Oh!
I've had stitches a few times right here, just from light tubes. And I've had a gash right here from barbed wire. And I've had 10 stitches in my forehead, which isn't much. Twisted ankle, arm that dislocates a lot. It's fixed now. This one used to dislocate, and that's about it. I think they're minor, but still this one was stupid of me because it could have taken away my whole wrestling career, which was stupid, but it wasn't all because of backyard wrestling. It started off in baseball, so I can't blame it all on backyard wrestling. I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't expecting to get hurt doing some of this shit.
Some cactus, inflict more pain, just slam them on there and they'll be picking shit out of their ass all day. I don't use these. It's pretty gay with the flowers. These suck. Fire extinguisher, because you never know when your friend's gonna be set on fire.
Oh.
Oh, I can smell that.
No way! Fire! Get the freaking
Oh, great.
Oh my God, dude.
Our ring bell, not that good, but it works for now.
Are you guys almost ready? Because fucking, I am sick of these people fucking bitching at me. All you do is wait in the ring.
I know all I do is wait in the ring. We just need like a couple more minutes. We'll give
We're
him
talking and shit.
We'll give him a
Okay.
nice show.
I didn't graduate yet because I dropped out. I'm a dropout. My senior year, I dropped out.
Time to put this crap in the ring.
But I'm probably gonna go back to school and finish and then get a job or some shit.
Ready!
Everything's gonna hurt, but after you wrestle on some shit like this for over at least a year, it's not gonna phase you anymore. What gets me more, it's not the barbed wire and thumbtacks that hurt me now, it's the moves that hurt. There's so many moves that can like paralyze you and it's so hard to take them, you know? Like you gotta know exactly how to take them. Otherwise that's your neck and it's broken and you're fucking over.
Cover your face!
my fucking belt. All about this motherfucker. Fuck off.
Get back there.
Yeah, you got. Hey, man, you cut my fucking ear in half. You cut his back of his skull off. You see?
I don't know. Whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Nice, Heartless.
Wrestling is something I would love to do, get into, but right now I'm also a elementary teacher at Laguna Elementary, so, you know, I got two different ways. If I don't make it in wrestling, I always got my teaching skills, but if it came down to one of them, it might just end up be wrestling because it was just the heart I have for wrestling.
Oh! 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 Oh, look.
I do wrestle.
Oh, shit, Hurricanrana. No, this can't happen. Oh, my God.
I want to become a professional wrestler very much. I want to go indie with these boys when they go indie. I wouldn't mind going to like the WWF or something, but I'd rather go indie with my boys.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh!
I know that people get hurt once in a while, and it's not fun when that happens, but it's still fun to get together and just hang out.
Do what everybody loves. Wrestle.
Oh! Chaos, do your parents support you in what you're doing?
Yes and no. They don't like when I bleed. They don't like the thumbtacks and barbed wire and stuff, but they do think it's pretty entertaining.
So they're 100% behind you in wanting to become a professional wrestler?
Yeah, otherwise they wouldn't let me wrestle in the backyard and fuck it up every Saturday.
Chaos's parents were afraid of being portrayed negatively and wouldn't go on camera. I was determined to find another parent who supports their son and wasn't afraid to say so.
I'm a principal in the Scottsdale Unified School District.
His son is Scar, who right in front of me took a plate glass to his head.
I like taking bumps. Pain's good. When I get hurt, people go, ooh, I like it when I hear that. It's kind of cool.
Matthew, from age 3 to 8, was in critical condition in Phoenix Children's Hospital, having 28 major surgeries. He had a very serious liver problem and was dying for 5 years. Lots and lots of surgeries, lots of interventions, massive GI bleeds, air evac to hospitals, and he basically lived there for many years. He ended up having a final surgery when he was about 8 that has solved those issues. During the whole hospitalization time is when he lost his hearing. I kind of got to the point that when he first started getting involved in the wrestling, at first my reaction was no, 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 absolutely not. This is ridiculous. What are you thinking? You know, and trying to point all those things out for him. And it just kind of hit me one day that he lived all that time with no choices. We made all his choices. You know, you're having this surgery. Yes, they're cutting you up again. And yes, we're doing this and we're doing that. And he just never had a choice with anything that ever happened to him. And it kind of just hit me that he should have a choice. He knows what life and death is. He knows what risks are because he's lived those himself and he remembers it pretty well. And it just, at that point, I kind of had peace with it.
He's a junior in high school, and currently we're discussing some of his options, and he has some desires to be a promoter of wrestling.
I just want to tell you that there's a wrestling event on June 16th.
He's put his own money down into it. He's taking risks. He's saying, I want to run this business. I want to run these shows. I want to be a success.
You got to make posters and like put them up in stores and stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and make like 1,000 flyers and hand them out in malls. And where's she going? Yeah, 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. Tell all your friends to go and stuff like that. We need like many people who can go. We're taking all the backyard wrestling and we're just putting it inside in a small gym, in a ring, in front of a crowd.
I think I'm proud of him because he found a career that he can do really well.
It costs $975 to rent the place, $270 for insurance to cover the fans, just in case they get hurt.
Before all of this, because of his hearing and because of his background with all the surgeries and the hospitalizations, socially, he had a hard time fitting in
with other kids because he just lived in a whole nother world. This has helped him a whole lot as far as he's met nice people, people that seem to accept him for who he is and what he is without him having to be a cool person or the, you know, the cool jock on campus or whatever.
Not a lot of parents go. Being a father carries with it a huge responsibility, and either you can embrace the activity, you can encourage the activity, you can be part of the activity, or you can be one of those sets of parents that weren't there last night and wonder exactly what's going on.
I remember the match I had with the retarded pusher. It was one of like the best matches I've had, like in a park.
Scar and the retarded butcher had talked over the internet, but it was only an hour ago that they had met for the first time. They weren't planning on videotaping the match, but were planning on writing a play-by-play on the internet. They also hoped that they would attract random spectators. I found it very interesting when the retarded butcher told me his mother was a local school teacher.
My mom just doesn't understand why I love wrestling.
When the retarded butcher's mom showed up, I was like, shit. He said this was like the first time his mom was gonna watch him do a match. So he was pretty nervous.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Tim, check and see if he's okay, honey. Oh God. Oh God. But not the thumbtacks. Oh no, not the thumbtacks. Not the thumbtacks. Oh God. Oh shit. No! Not that! Not that! No! No. Not the thumbtacks.
If someone's gonna bitch about getting thrown on something that's like that big, then you can't even take a fucking splinter if you're like shoveling or something. Then you're a little bitch. Because that's some pussy stuff right there.
Another thumbtack table. And she's down. Oh my God.
Oh! Oh my God!
Oh God. Have you had enough yet?
She's fine.
Have you had enough yet? Huh? You had enough? All right. That's enough of this crap. The show is over. No more. That's it. No more. That's it. This is your last wrestling match. No more. And parents, all parents who see their sons interested in backyard wrestling, stop them when they first show an interest. Stop them. Don't allow them to continue, because it just goes on and on and on. And all they're doing is damaging themselves, hurting themselves. Why? I don't know. Maybe they have psychological problems, and they don't stop until one of them is probably going to be dead.
Next destination, upstate New York, where I met college-bound kids who were backyard wrestling just for fun. These kids had the support of their parents and the whole school community.
Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us together tonight. We ask your blessings upon this food, upon our family, and also upon the event that's happening tomorrow, and keep everybody safe. An assignment that Phil had to do in high school, his senior year, was to put together a scrapbook about himself. King Kong, that was his coach's nickname for him when he wrestled varsity. Family's important, his friends, wrestling. These are just a bunch of pictures I've taken with them doing their wrestling. I just saw this picture of him and Ryan, Buck Futter and Jalo Bob, I guess is how you say it.
My mom and dad support me. They supported me in just about everything I've done. The other day, my mom actually said, you know, I'm proud of you for doing this because you're doing something and you're good at it.
We have the adults up here on the, well, like we say, up on the balcony here, and
so we can get a better view of everything.
The parents come over and they support them.
Obviously, we don't participate, but
That could be dangerous.
yeah.
Being from a small knit, school district, the teachers tend to be very supportive of the kids.
Heck, you could be sitting around smoking dope for all we know. Instead, you're not. You're hitting each other on the head with garbage cans. I mean, the biggest show we loved to watch as kids was the Three Stooges. Now tell me that isn't backyard wrestling.
She really supported what we did because she found the good in it and not the negative.
They're in an aggressive situation, and they learn to work together here. They're not working against each other. Positively, I think the boys learn a great deal of self-restraint, or possibly confidence in their abilities, and yet not to the point where they would go out and bully somebody.
Over the years, it has progressed from a little bit of things to major things, like when they started introducing fire. That was a very concern of mine, and I get rather nervous. I ask questions, what are you going to do if this happens? And they seem to have their bases covered, which makes me feel that they're fairly responsible and thinking ahead of what could possibly happen.
After we get done wrestling, I want to be able to see my friend the next day is exactly as I saw him the day before. There's no cuts on his head, he doesn't have stitches, he doesn't have a cast on. He's still walking.
I have the flaming math book, and the flame died up. There we go. Flaming math book. Go with it. Go. Let that bitch up. Whoa. Whoa.
A lot of times when you hit somebody as you're going through the air, the flames will go out by the time you even hit them. A lot of times what we'll do, it still gives the impression that you're getting hit with the flames, is that like if you take a garbage can, you light, like you hold it like this and you'll light this side of it, but you'll hit them with the opposite side.
The same concept was used by Bo and Justin when they were using the picture frames, giving the illusion that they were smashing glass over each other's heads.
That is one of the most stupid things I've ever heard of, backyard wrestling.
He taught me everything I know on the mat, which I can use in the backyard.
I wouldn't want to give them any idea that they have a legitimate contest there.
Amateur wrestling, it's like a rivalry. You want to beat that other guy into submission. Backyard wrestling it's a friend you're working with to create a great show.
Fuck it. No, wait. Whoa!
We got some bleeding! No!
He's bleeding. He's
bled.
Get a towel. To get a towel!
It's all right, it's all right.
Show must go on. No, it doesn't.
Doesn't go on until we get him set. No, we got to.
Okay. Are you blacking?
No, I'm fine, I'm fine. I just saw it. Hold it. Keep that out myself.
It is the first bloodshed. You better, I don't know.
I did it good, didn't you?
You split it there, but,
Yeah.
Just keep pressure on it.
I charged at him and hit him, and there's blood everywhere.
I don't think you really have a split anyplace. What I think happened with the chair, the little edge there, Yeah. That's the only spot right there I'm kind of wondering about.
What? You didn't need stitches at all?
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's a Saturday night. They're going to be busy up at the hospital.
I think it's a fraud. It's probably all contrived. Now, if it was real, they might have a product there.
The former high school principal, who is now the superintendent, is a wrestling fan.
Even though there were some folks that were coming back to school on Monday sore, there were very few injuries. The main thing that I really thought about, really made me think about it positively, is that as a high school principal, there's a lot worse things kids are doing on the weekend.
So I said, well, I'll promote you. I'll help you out.
They did a lot of promotion.
He brought in the flyers.
There are actually some really quality professional advertising for it.
I made sure they got put up around the school.
I think the worst thing I ever said was hellish violence or something like that, and that was the only one we couldn't put up because it said hell in it.
There's MTW Homecoming Hell 99, MTW Hardcore Halloween, MTW Veterans Day Violence, MTW Martin Luther King Day Destruction.
The promotions themselves were done on a computer, so they had to do some graphic design and actually put together quite a production.
It takes very little talent to fall through a stack of tables. So all those guys in Arizona, you know, you're good, man. I was kind of disappointed that none of the tables broke. I just found out afterwards the reason why. Those boards are specifically made not to break. They're built to bend. And either the dust that was on them or the sweat from my brow or something got in my eyes, and I just could not open my eyes.
MTW! 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 MTW!
Never once did we think, you know what, let's use barbed wire, because in the back of our minds, all of us have other things going on. Every single person in our group plans on going to college, and people aren't going to hire you if you have scars all over your face from something you did when you were a teenager. I mean, if you have scars from barbed wire, light bulbs on your forehead, you're just gonna look very, very unprofessional. And,
What'd you hit?
Huh?
What's back there?
Don't move it, it's a snack. Just with the waist.
I'm gonna hold your hand as we come up. Get on the other side now.
Somebody get his...
our main thing was to go out there and, you know, give everybody who came a good show, but, you know, in the back of my mind, I think, you know, two of my best friends in the whole world kind of got hurt, and it doesn't make me feel very good. I don't really understand how people who are friends can actually, you know, cause people pain, you know, with the barbed wire and the light bulbs.
Like, none of us really get hurt. We just can sell it. That's the thing. I've never hurt anyone. I've hit people with light tubes. I've hit them with barbed wire. I've hit them with just everything you can think of, pretty much. These people don't walk away crippled. I mean, we walk away better friends, if anything.
The World Wrestling Federation gives aspiring wrestlers the chance to join the WWF through their Tough Enough 2 contest.
My name is Justin Gates. I'm from Reno, Nevada. The things that I have to offer to the WWF, for one, is courage.
Over 5,000 people make tapes, but only 250 are invited to Las Vegas for auditions. The 10 winning contestants will receive professional training from the WWF.
And you ask, why do I want to be a WWF superstar? Simple. I have the determination, the heart.
For some of those chosen to audition, this is the chance of a lifetime to get out of the backyard.
This is my dedication, this is my life, and I want to do Tough Enough. This is the lizard. What he does is he creeps around at night, flies, slithers, and this is what he can to do to win the match. Well, when I was at work, I was making a pizza. My boss answered the phone. He said it's WWF. And so I'm like, whoa, WWF, all right. Got on the phone and started talking. She says, well, I made it to the 250 top finalists, you know. I was like, damn, dude. I'm like, are you sure? I mean, this ain't no games or anything, but anyways, it was all for real once I got the paperwork, you know. For 2 weeks, I was just asking me a couple questions, just making sure it's all for real, because I never, you know, something like this, my size, you know, I thought it never happened, you know, but it did, and it happened to a good person. Real long journey, you know, coming from where I live at to all the way to Las Vegas. It's a really, really long drive. I left about 6:30 in the morning, and I got here about like 2:30 in the morning. So from there, I was looking at around Las Vegas, and finally I got tired and decided to sleep in my car. I'm really excited. I'm so energetic about it and all that good stuff. I mean, I'm hoping the best. I have faith in my confidence, my ability. Ain't no doubt in my mind that I'm not gonna get it, because I'm gonna get it. and that's the way I look at it. I'm gonna get this thing.
After spending the first night in his car, the Lizard checks into a hotel. He goes to bed at 8 p.m., determined to wake up early to be first in line for the auditions.
Yeah, we need some soap in 1233. Even if I'm not the first one there, man, it's all good. As long as I'm like the second or third person there. This is one of the biggest moments that probably ever happened in my life. Because, you know, nothing else is ever gonna come up like this ever again. I'm ready, baby. Out of 250 people, whatever they have up here, 25 of them is gonna get selected. And I'm pretty confident that I'm gonna get selected. I mean, I just gotta go over my mind, my soul, and just make sure I'm top of those questions, you know, like there was no tomorrow. So I mean, because basically the way I see it, there is no tomorrow. I know they're gonna stick me with a bunch of questions. They're gonna make fun of me, but I'm not gonna walk in there like not knowing what I say or whatever, depending on what question it is. So I mean, I'm gonna walk in there with very, very confidence of self-esteem. You know, if they don't pick me to the top 25, then, you know, they're done.
Being first in line is easy for the Lizard. The hard part is waiting the next 24 hours to see if his dream will come true.
Tomorrow, I go to the Caesar's Palace and check who's on the top 25. And man, I'm hoping my name be on there. 118, Andrew Cook. I want this more than any other guy out there. So I know I'm gonna get chosen on that 25.
Saw some of the Americans do it. We just thought we'd give it a try.
And it's like USA is wrestling. That's what I seem to think. Well, I seem to think like we're not just because we're English, we're not as good as the US.
It's not a wrestling country, as you may know. If people watch wrestling on telly, they don't associate wrestling with wrestling. They associate wrestling with WWF. If I'm doing a move on my mate or something, they'll say, "Oh, you're doing WWF, are you?" I mean, it's weird. It's like WWF has taken over wrestling.
This one here is Adam Yarko. He'll be going against this guy here, Rec, in the Yarmouth Death match. That'll be a very hardcore match.
Premier backyard fair in England.
Americans, they just like, well, what we've seen, they try to imitate like WWF and WCW. We try to be more original with our characters and wrestling moves and stuff. Try to be more like technical. Like the pictures we've seen are just like all like barbed wire and rocks and big pits and stuff. We're just not into that kind of stuff. Try to be more technical and really wrestle. More like proper wrestling, like the proper wrestling moves and stuff.
Who else hasn't got one?
Do you reckon we should put Tanner in it?
Yeah, I haven't got one. Oh, yeah. And you're going to be blading, are you?
I've bladed before, yeah, only once. That's what I've got scars on my head from.
Makes everything look that much better, just because when you're bleeding, it looks so much realer. Like it's really intense because like the fans are like, "Holy shit, he's bleeding everywhere. That must be insane." This is used for blading. It's like what the pro wrestlers don't want you to know. It's how they take a razor blade. It's usually not this big. It's usually like half this, like something like that. And they just take the corner They stick it in their, well, I take it like this and I stick the corner of my head and I just pull it across like I did here, and you'll start bleeding. If you want to bleed better and thin out your blood, you take a whole bunch of aspirin, like 2 aspirin or 3, and that'll make you bleed everywhere. Do I take aspirin? No, I don't want to bleed everywhere. I need all my blood in my veins and stuff. The ref will hold our blades, since we don't want to like get it in our pocket in case we land on it, stab into our leg. Once, like, say we take like some barbed wire, we stick it on each other's heads, and then pull it off, and then the ref will hand us the blade, and then we just kind of put our hands like that and just like that, just pull it across, and then you leave the blade right there. The ref will pick it up, and you always do it away from the camera.
You can do it!
It's a bit wary just if something goes wrong or something like that.
Adam Yarko has trouble finding the razor blade, which is concealed in his opponent's pocket. But when he does, he drops it off, and his opponent blades.
Come on, Adam! This can't be done! This is amazing! No!
Get me. Do it.
This can't be! No! And again!
As the match continues, it is now Adam's turn to blade.
Oh my God! I seen him getting this ready. I didn't think he'd do it. No, right. He said last one on it! Double! You're gone! This is sick! There's blood everywhere! Oh, get the blood on his face! Shit!
First it has now I'm generally worried.
Hurry up! 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10! He's out. Oh my God. That's it. That was one hell of a
Adam, get a fucking towel and wipe your face.
Are you alright, mate?
No, Adam, go get it and wipe your face.
Whoa. Need a mirror.
Are you a serious fella? You little champ. He's got a blood moustache.
How'd it go?
That was quite good actually. Didn't really get hurt. We had to miss quite a lot out because we hit quite a lot of blood.
That just keep coming out.
So you reckon that we
It's not stop bleeding.
I got a vein, obviously. Didn't even hurt at all.
Should have brought a plaster, really, should you?
Forgot. I didn't mean to do it that much. I went a bit over the top again.
Oh! You're still bleeding.
I think I lost too much blood.
Come on, you can play.
Yeah, I think I lost too much blood. Plus, I took aspirin. Like I said, I didn't, but I did, and that's why I bled real bad.
Come on, come on.
Right here. Fake blood, you don't know how much is on your face, and it's hard to sell because it's fake. Now, if you're really bleeding, you're gonna really feel it because there's a big fucking run. Yeah, it's dripping everywhere and it sucks.
Them being scared of something is like me saying I want to be black. It ain't true.
Possibly if I'm gonna make it or not.
I'd like to go pro, but it's just I don't really think I would because it's just it's too hard in the UK.
Just at this stage, all it is a bit of a laugh. It's just fun. Might get hurt, but it's fun.
MB dub, MB dub, MB dub, MB dub, MB dub.
You winded yourself. Landed on my hip. You okay? No.
Let me put your specs back on so you can see what you dig me.
What have you done?
There you go.
Ah, shit! Oh! I landed right on my pelvis. I've got a feeling that my bum is going to be severely bruised. What about your leg?
Yeah, your leg's even worse.
That one.
Cool. Bloody hell.
No, we usually go around my house and just sit down and watch the videos and see if there's any possibilities for video captures to put on the internet.
Actually, Teddy, bring that. How are you then, Sean? Just put mine in there. Put mine in there. No, put mine in there. That is unbelievable. It really is.
Bloody hell. Raw is shown on a Friday here, and SmackDown is shown on Saturday. So we usually go around mine or go around Ross's, and just make a night of it. Watch wrestling, make some comments, make fun of Austin, and have a laugh.
Big Dino!
Bloody hell.
No!
This was a lot better.
Back in California, the Lizard is given a chance to work for a small independent wrestling federation called Extreme Renegade Wrestling. The only problem is that they want to change his character to the Golden Dragon.
You could be like that. You could wear the tights. We could do. We can alter the mask to where if you want.
Be different colors.
If you want a different colored mask, that's fine too. But that's the mask we're working with right now.
Okay. Okay.
There's working, baby.
What's your name?
Say the dragon.
The dragon.
I
The
don't
man.
want that. I don't like him.
You don't like that guy?
I really don't want to be a damn golden dragon.
See, it's not that hard to breathe out of and straighten it out.
Yeah, I just gotta get used to breathing in it. Feels like a small.
If we cut the top off,
Yeah.
it'll give you more room.
He was known as the Lizard, and I don't see him as a pro being the Lizard. This new gimmick that we've all come up with seems to fit better, at least in my view.
When you leapfrog me, when you leapfrog over me, I'm not going to run to the ropes. I'll just turn around and I'll do another shoot.
Okay.
As the Lizard learns how the match will proceed, he gets more and more nervous.
He's a shoot fighter. And what shoot fighters do is they know the difference between shoot fighting and wrestling. And if you mess up a match, that's what you're going to get is shoot fighting. They're just going to take you down, put you in a hold, and just break you. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, what I hear, like, he was wrestling for a while, and what just rumors are just saying that the guy, you know, was wrestling and hurt some people.
Are you worried about wrestling him?
No, I'm not. I trust him 100%.
I don't know the guy, and professionally, I don't think I trust him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he can say that he likes the Lizard, he wants to deal with the Lizard, you know, and he wants to wrestle me, and he thinks I'm a great wrestler. Well, basically, I've never seen him wrestle, so this is my first time wrestling against him.
If I think he's been trained good enough, I'm willing to wrestle him. There's no problem.
He likes to wrestle hard and shoot fight, and if you mess up a match, then he's going to hurt you. That's not what wrestling is based on. Wrestling is based on working with a partner, working together, not going out there trying to kill somebody. I wish. And I have a kid, you know?
What if you decide not to wrestle for Extreme Renegade Wrestling?
Well, I haven't really planned it out, but I got a backup plan where I'm just gonna lie. I can't do it. I blew up my knee playing basketball. You know, I'm telling him I'm really sorry. You know, I mean, if I really don't want to do this, and my heart's not into it, and I feel like that, I mean, he could be a great wrestler, or a sorry wrestler, or whatever it is, but I never seen the guy wrestle. If I do decide to drop out, they probably will be mad at me, and they probably will never let me wrestle ever again. But I'd rather be safe than sorry.
I reflected on all the injuries I had seen. In England, an ambulance had been called by an adult female bystander.
He seemed a bit dizzy, but now he's a bit fine. He's fine.
In California, a kid was dropped on his head and rushed to the hospital. Luckily, he survived. I'd learned a lot of the secrets of backyard wrestling, but none got to me more than the secret behind the storyline of 3 Stages of Hell 2.
The storyline of 3 Stages of Hell 2 is my brother's been beaten all of his life and by my mother, and it's time for him to, you know, stand up and not take it anymore. The storyline is based a lot on, actually mainly on, the stuff me and Justin have went through. Just a totally different parent. You know, growing up, I was beaten a lot. He put me in a lot of pain, and in a way, I guess that was his way of showing me his love and showing me the way he felt about me, and it brings back the memories, you know, of love. That may sound sick, but the only thing that will always be there was pain. So I figured, if it's going to be the only thing there for me, why not make it a good thing? Why not make it a thing that I can enjoy, or a thing that I can live with? So while out in the desert, just thinking, pain is my only friend. Pain is the only thing that will always be there for me. That's how my character started to evolve.
You'll see blood trickle down his face, and you'll see how sick and sadistic I truly can be.
He told me he was sending me away to a camp, you know, because I was a bad kid, and we proceeded to start fighting in my room, and we went fist to fist, and then he proceeded to pick me up and literally tossed me into a mirror that stood, you know, it was a sliding mirror, stood about 6 feet tall. That pit symbolizes the mirror, and it doesn't bring back bad memories. It brings back memories of times when, you know, bad things have happened, but I've been through it. You know, I've walked through it. I'm past it, and the pit will be just like that mirror. I'll walk away from it, and I'll show that I'm stronger than that.
Put it out!
The pain I take in my matches lasts maybe at the most a day afterwards. The pain I've taken in the past lasts a lifetime.
Oh, yeah!
Down. Down. Up. 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 Try to keep it up, guys, best you can.
We're standing outside of the historic Colonial Theater, where tonight Supreme Pro Wrestling presents Wrestling is Entertainment. Now, there's a newcomer making his debut in Supreme Pro Wrestling tonight. You know, I've never been one to like the good guys, but I've got to know, these people want to know, who is this flying lizard?
The Lizard, now a skillful and trained wrestler, is on the card of SPW. While his name's not yet on the poster, he's taking part in a gauntlet match, which is where, one by one, wrestlers enter the ring to try and beat the last one standing. His match isn't going to last very long, but the memory of his debut will probably be with him forever.
Back here, Mr. Pay-Per-View Lizard. It's gonna shock the world, baby. That's right.
I got nothing to lose, everything to gain, and with that, do you think I feel pain? My only home is a place no less than hard. The backyard. I got nothing to lose, everything to gain, and with that, do you think I feel pain? My only home is a place no less than hard. The backyard.
You know, it's a friendly thing, just like anything else. Somebody's
Everybody's
always going
friends.
to get hurt. I mean, in football, you get concussions, broken arms, same thing with this. It's just how it goes. You can't train to do something perfectly. Everybody's going to get hurt eventually.
I look at these kids that are breaking their bodies in their yard, and I feel bad for them because I know that when they're 18 years old and they're old enough to where they could really do something, especially because a lot of the kids are really good and they have a lot of potential, I feel bad for them because I know what they're doing to their bodies, and at such a young age too. It's a little entertaining, you know, just like watching police car chases on TV. You know, it's kind of like, oh my God, that's crazy. But to me, it has nothing to do with wrestling. The further away you get from wrestling, the less happy I am.
If you don't like us, fuck off. Because we're gonna stay here and we're gonna be here forever.
I step in to the arena where chaos reigns. I'm proving nothing to you, everything to myself between the ropes, the bars, and the chains. Kane took Abel way before us, before the dust from the hurricane settled. Grab the metal, the shit is heavy. Bass in the treble, are you ready for the big time? Back up the claims. Who will not give up? Who will not back down? Who will walk the path? Who will face the wrath? Time will only tell. Who will wear the crown? Who will have the heart with the loudest pound? We'll all find out in a place. We'll all find out in a mother. We'll all find out in a place no less than hard. The backyard. I got nothing to lose, everything to gain, and with that, do you think I feel pain? My only home is a place no less than hard. The backyard. I got nothing to lose, everything to gain, and with that, do you think I feel pain? My only home is a place no less than hard. The backyard.
I would do just about anything to be a WWF superstar, as long as it wasn't seriously illegal or involved eating people.